Hi, everyone. My name is Shanna Gregory, and I am the Chief Program Officer at Women Who Code. My team organizes conferences like this one, supports hundreds of volunteers around the world. We host digital events and lead technical track communities. We facilitate coding scholarship giveaways as well, and we want to expand opportunities for all of you and for everyone who's been historically excluded from this amazing industry. So I'm taking a deep breath for this, and I just could not start this conference, this part of the conference, without taking a moment to acknowledge the state of the world. As a heads up, I will be discussing some disturbing current events that I know we are all connected to. And if you'd rather not listen, this is a good opportunity to mute until I move on to the next slide. And it's completely understandable if you want to opt out of this portion of the presentation. Please take care of yourself. So we're here today to learn from presenters, to focus on career growth and gain new skills. And as always, there is a lot going on in the world that impacts our global community and distracts us from everything else. And honestly, I struggled a lot to focus on organizing this conference or writing this keynote. I put it off a lot. I started and stopped. And I'm really thankful to my teammate, Joey Rosenberg, who shared her words for helping to discuss these important topics. And honestly, sometimes I still struggle to find the words or the right energy to express my thoughts. It's impossible to focus on work in the wake of the violence in the world. So in the last few months, just as an example, we've seen and experienced war, heightened violence against women, xenophobia, and ongoing racism, leading to violence in our communities. In the United States, which is where I'm based, the Supreme Court is on the verge of overturning laws that protect freedom and bodily autonomy for women and people of color, queer people. There are local laws that threaten the safety of LGBTQ+ families and individuals. There are local laws that are making it easier to acquire weapons that are destroying lives. In the past 2 weeks, 3 horrific acts have shattered the US communities: a racist attack at a supermarket in Buffalo, New York, a shooting at a Taiwanese church in Laguna Woods, and a massacre at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, just a couple of days ago. Elsewhere in the world, our volunteers in the Ukraine are holding their community together under unimaginable circumstances. They're coming together to share their expertise in cybersecurity to protect their country. Our community, our team members in Mexico are sharing that due to ongoing violence against women, they often fear walking down the street. And all of our team, who is based all over the world, have opened up on how community violence, pending legislation, and all of these issues continue to affect them daily. So I want to thank the community members who have reached out, shared their experiences, and continue to be a connecting force for change for people who need comfort right now, and reassurance and safe spaces like this event in a world where psychological and personal safety is not guaranteed. We know that you can't fully focus on your livelihood and your career unless you feel safe in your day-to-day life. As a community, we're very powerful. We can elevate our collective voice and demand change. We can build a better industry with more diverse people and perspectives in position of influence and decision-making. We can use our tech skills to solve the problem that matter the most to our families and to our communities. If you had joined us earlier for the keynotes in the conference earlier, Princia Sequeira shared in her keynote the importance of resetting and recharging ourselves. That's the theme of this event, just like recharging or charging your phone or laptop. Earlier today, Nancy Chance as well shared a self-care menu, which had great ideas on protecting and preparing yourself when you're going into stressful situations. So I hope your takeaway from this day or this whole event is continuing to take care of yourself first and foremost when things are hard. I'd like to invite you to join the conversation today on designing for inclusion, to learn more about addressing the issues that impact your community. And just remember that you have the opportunity to use your skills for social change. So welcome to our tech community and our conference. Thank you again for being here. First and foremost, we are a community, and this is a technical conference. It happens to be a conference that has a lot of diversity: gender, racial, ethnic, age, location, time zone. So many different types of people are here today to share their expertise with you, and I can't thank them enough. The speakers you're going to learn from throughout the conference submitted talk proposals through an anonymous review process. They were selected based on their talk title and description. It was not important to us that they shared their educational history, their job title, or the company they work for. We are interested in their expertise first and foremost, and we've already seen so many incredible talks from them. Our core mission is to empower diverse women to excel in technology careers, so I'm here to share more on how you can take direct action to navigate the challenges and opportunities throughout your career. Thank you to Shuri Atchison, who just shared so many great tips on leading from all levels, regardless of your job title, regardless of your age or experience. I would love to hear from all of you in the chat what you wanted to be when you were asked as a kid, what do you want to be when you grow up? I know right now I want to be Shuri Atchison when I grow up, or I want to be any of the amazing speakers we've already heard from. As a child, I think I wanted to be a basketball player because I saw the movie Space Jam. Tell us in the chat what you wanted to be as a kid. And I am guessing that not many of you knew that you would be software engineers or leaders in technology. Maybe you wanted to be astronauts or teachers or airline pilots. For many of us, working in tech is not on the radar. We can't predict the future. We're working in an industry or in roles that we didn't predict were possible, using technology that didn't exist 6 months ago in some cases. So how can we anticipate where our careers are going to take us in the next few months or the next few years? The industry is constantly evolving. I see a lot of you in the chat are sharing some great goals from when you were children, firefighters, mathematicians, artists. I see Molly wanted to be Oprah, which I love. And I definitely see a couple who wanted a PhD in computer science or wanted to be a software engineer. The industry itself just looks so much different than it did when we were asked what we wanted to be when we grow up. So we can't predict where we're going, but we can take incremental steps to guide our careers on a regular basis. Think of it as a career checkup every time you're attending a tech conference like this or an event. You're making the time in your workday each time you attend. And you are expanding your knowledge of the industry, exploring what's out there, meeting other people who are going to champion you in this industry. And I really encourage you to constantly evaluate if your current role is serving you, if it's a fit for you. So what's clear in the chat, I'm also seeing, is that we need to support each other through constant career growth and navigation. But what does that look like or mean in practice? Career navigation applies whenever you are considering a different job, but it's also something that you should consider when you're asking for a raise or adding a new technical skill to your resume, if you're changing to a management track or trying to get to the next level in your career, or if you're thinking about starting your own company. It's what you do when you go into your annual review or a weekly one-on-one with your manager. Your career is always growing. So, like many of you who are here because you are trying to explore what opportunities are out there, I really encourage you to join Women Who Code Career Nav, which is a technical track that we launched last November. You'll find the Career Nav booth in the expo throughout the conference, and you can preview themes that will be prevalent in the next few months, like bringing your whole self to work, your dream role hasn't been invented yet, navigating startups, and exploring entrepreneurship. I also want to share an opportunity to join our team. So we're opening applications today for our next cohort of Leadership Fellows. It's a part-time program to lead the tech track communities. You'll meet many of our fellows throughout the conference, and you can meet them in the expo to learn about the opportunities to become a fellow and about the tech tracks. This is a great opportunity to build community, host meaningful conversations on the topics that are interesting to you, organize hackathons and tech summits. Our fellows are presenting again throughout this conference. I really encourage you to connect with them and to learn more about the opportunity. So in addition to joining as a fellow, participating in Career Nav, coming to this conference, there's so many other ways that you can join us. One of the ways is creating a profile on the Women Who Code website. We announced earlier today that our member experience is getting a huge update this summer, and creating your profile now is a really good way to get notified when the new experience launches. You'll have access to a curated dashboard with the option to quickly apply to new roles in the job board, save events that interest you, and just really get more involved in the Women Who Code community. So please see the product booth in the expo for more. Volunteering, we heard Cherie mention that volunteering with Women Who Code was one path to leadership in her own career. It was also really instrumental for mine. So 7 years ago, I was a volunteer for Women Who Code New York City, which opened a lot of opportunities for me. It led to getting a new job. I was promoted and eventually completely shifted my path, my industry, and pivoted in my role. So volunteering gave me the opportunity to uplift others, and it really solidified my interest in supporting those who are historically excluded from this industry. And lastly, this is what you're already doing. You're attending, you're showing up. So some upcoming events we're announcing today are some larger conferences and virtual summits that we're planning with our tech track communities, as well as 2 more Connect conferences, Connect India, and for the very first time, Connect Latin America, which will be a conference fully in Spanish. We'll share more, and registration links will be available in the expo as well and in follow-up emails. So that's it. Well, there is a lot more I want to share, but I also want you to enjoy the conference and to make space for the other speakers who are coming. We covered some pretty heavy topics at the start, and I want to emphasize recharging. So please tell us in the chat how you plan to rest and recharge. What are your favorite ways to take a step back from the heavy things that are happening, or take a step back from stressful work experiences? Tell us what you're grateful for. That's one of my favorite ways to recharge, is by practicing gratitude. So yes, please let me know what you are excited about, either in your personal life or your career. Please share what you are looking forward to, and take care of yourselves. And thank you so much for sharing your moments of gratitude in the chat. I see a lot of comments coming in about cats and board games. Getting outside and into nature is also one of my favorites. I love taking care of my plants. I don't know if you can see that I'm a big plant lady in the background. Great. Anna, I see that you've joined me back on stage. What's some of your favorite ways to recharge?
I am loving all the different animal-related ones. And Liana, oh, hi, Liana. She says taking a walk, spending time with family. Absolutely. And then another person I want to call out is Amy, who said, I'm grateful that my job is allowing me to be here all day. So thank you so much, Amy.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you, everybody.